The number of stitches has been checked. Next, insert the first stitch. Promotion. Merge the big gaps. You start with the first pin of the button. When wearing, the requirement is the stitch of the entire braid. After going in, the wire hooks out. There are 2 coils on the crochet. Do not wire when the hook is pulled. Hook it directly through the hole of the second coil. After promotion, the pigtails and stitches look exactly the same. Need to tighten. Straighten a line with your left hand. Pinch the crochet with your right hand and pull it to the lower right corner. This way, the braids tighten. In case it is not tightened, there is a second way. Crochet up. Let's make this coil bigger and take the crochet off. Pull this coil with your right hand and pull it to the lower right corner. In this way, the coil braid can also be tightened off. After tightening, crochet through this coil again. Put it in and pull this long thread. Turn the coil back down, back to small. Back to the small crochet. You can move freely in the online circle. The first lap is complete. Here we go. Do the second crochet. First, let's distinguish between front and back, laying flat on the front. You can see the braided stitches on the side. Then turn it over and lay it flat. You can't see the braided stitches on the side. You have to turn it over to see it. Heads up. Pick it up and down. Heads towards our bodies. Reverse towards the opposite side. First, hook to lock pins. Standing needle as long needle. 1, 2. At the mark, the first needle goes in. Hook to long needles and add needles. Winding. The first needle penetrates at the marking buckle. You have to go through the whole needle, the whole braid. Wire hooked out. Hook a long needle first. After the hook is done, take out a marking buckle on the head of the first long needle. Mark buckle to mark. Hook to long needles in one stitch. Now it's hooked. Then penetrate again, winding. Re-penetrate from the first needle. Hook a long needle. The hook of 2 long needles in the first stitch has been completed. Next, each stitch is crocheted with a long needle. 19 consecutive hooks. Remove the marker buckle. Penetrate through the next needle. Now hook the second stitch. Here is the second long needle column. There is a horizontal bar going through the upper right corner of the column. After wearing it, it is directly worn through the needle eye. The whole needle is picked up. Winding hook out, hook long needle. Hang up the mark buckle to mark. Count the number of stitches after convenience. Crochet a long needle in each stitch. 19 consecutive hooks. Now it's a good hook. Winding the second needle thread penetrates. Wear the second one. Hook out the second long needle. Then wind the wire. Third needle penetration. Hook the third long needle to go through the entire needle. The whole braid has to be picked up for it. Next stitch continues. Crochet a long needle in each stitch. 19 continuously crocheted. Count 1 to 3 for 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Note that it needs to be a hook for one stitch. 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 13. 14. 15. 16. 17. 18. 19. Crochet a long needle in each stitch. 19 continuously crocheted. Count after hooking. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. So here are 19 stitches. Add the first 2 stitches. 21 stitches in total. Check correctly. Remove the marker buckle. The first pin marking buckle does not need to be removed. After hooking 19 long needles. Next, hook 2 long needles in a row to add needles. Winding, the next pin goes in. Hook a long needle first. Winding, penetrate again. Hook a long needle. 2 long needles need to be hooked in one stitch. Just add needles. Hook 2 groups together. A set has been hooked. Next needle penetration. Hook a long needle first. Penetrate the hook again for the second long needle. After completion, crochet a long needle in each stitch for a total of 19 hooks. Winding, next stitch in. Hook the first one first. After you hook it, put a marking buckle on this one. Mark it. Wait a minute. It's better when we count. Okay, next stitch. Hook to the second one. Be careful. This mouth should face the opposite side. You can also adjust it if you turn it over. Let it face the opposite. This is the front. Crochet a long needle in each stitch. 19 consecutive hooks. 123. Fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19th. After completion, check again. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 19. Remove the mark if correct. After taking it off, hook 19 stitches. 1 stitch left. Directly hook one and add a needle. It is this needle hole that hooks to long needles. Wrap it in. You crochet a long needle. Winding, threading again into crochet second long needle. Mark buckled off. Hanging on the last stitch, buckle up. Next, count the total number of stitches. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 45, 46. Total number of needles 46 needles. Penetration mark buckle hanging first needle. Hook pull. Winding, hooking out. The first wire right is hooked through the hole of the second coil. After the promotion, tighten the back pigtails. Second lap completed. Next, the third loop of crocheting. First hook to lock pins. Standing needle as long needle. 1, 2. The first stitch of the marking buckle hook. Crochet a long needle. Remove the mark again. Hang on the first pin as a mark. In the second needle, penetration hook plus needle. Crochet to long needles in 1 stitch. Winding, second pin in. You crochet a long needle. Winding. Penetrate again. Crochet the second long needle. After hooking, take a look again. First, a long needle is crocheted in the first stitch. There are 2 long needles hooked in the second stitch. Long needle of the hook plus needle. Next, crochet a long needle into each stitch. 20 crocheted in total. Winding, next stitch crochet 1 first. Hang up the marking buckle. Easy to count. Winding. Next stitch crochet second. Next stitch crochet third. Fourth. Crochet a long needle in each stitch. 20 crocheted in total. Fifth. Six. 7. 8. 9, 10. 11.